Ahead.
So, hello everyone. I'm Michaela Maglente, and before ko i-present yung presentation ko is gusto ko lang explain muna na when we say research kasi it is the process of investigating a topic in a depth or systematic manner, di ba? So that you will need to analyze the research to examine its implications and support a defensible claim about the topic. So ngayon yung report ko is about collecting and analyzing data.
Gala Maglente, and I'm the reporter of Chapter 8. My topic is about collecting and analyzing data. There are two types of information used in research and analysis. These are the primary and secondary data. And maybe you're wondering what's the difference between of these two, and that's why I will discuss it now. Let's start first with primary data. Primary data is information that you collect firsthand or directly from its source. It also involves conducting new research or gathering data specifically for your own study or project. So when we say primary data in simple words, it is the information or the data that you've gathered in your own way for your own study. So let's say you have a research project about eating habits of your classmates. So you will provide a interviews or surveys about that certain topic to your classmates, and the information or the data that you will be collected is gonna be considered as primary data because you will use it for your own study and not for the others. Also, the examples of primary data is interviews, surveys, experiments, questionnaires, observations, like that. Next is secondary data. Secondary data is information that has already been collected and published by someone else for a different purpose. Researchers analyze and interpret secondary data to draw new conclusions or insights, but not collected directly for your own research, but is instead used as resource. So unlike primary data, just like what I've said to primary data, you will collect it in your own way. However, here in secondary data, you can use books, internet, news, articles, database, like that to gather the information that you'll need in your own study. Example, you want to have a business, and the business that you want is about lipstick. So your secondary data will be the products that will be the existing products, such as you can do your secondary data to BLK, to Chanel lipstick, like that. They can be your secondary data because secondary data is already published ideas or published articles from others, and you will get the secondary data as your resource because this can help you with your own study, and it's gonna be total not about your study, but it will give you ideas, like that. That's the secondary data. So now let's proceed to collecting and analyzing secondary data. Researchers can use a variety of methods to gather and assess the data they need to perform secondary analysis, and this includes the internet, libraries, and commercial sources. Now, let's start first with the internet. The internet is a rich and popular source of data. We all know how internet is so wide, right? So a lot of information is already on internet, and if you have a certain topic, just search it out in the internet, um and it will give you a lot of informations. And the internet is typically free and easy to access. But the challenge of getting information in internet is you need to make sure that the information you've gathered is purely accurate and not 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 fake information. Next is libraries. Public libraries contain vast collections of books and journals as well as digital copies of published research. Business directors, business directories, government papers, market research results, and other documents. So since public libraries contains vast collections of books and journals like that, you'll get a lot of information here. Let's say you have a research project. You can go to National Library to get a data that you need, and you will and since it's library, you can browse a lot of books about it and you will get a lot of ideas. And next is commercial issues. Magazines, newspapers, radio, and televisions are commercial sources researchers can use, particularly for data on markets, demographics, economics, and politics. Many of these outlets have done their own market research that can be valuable to scientists and analysts. So, here in commercial sources, the examples of these are like what you've been seeing on news, what you've been reading in magazines, what you've been hearing in radio. They can be your secondary data. And example, um, you are conducting a research about pandemic. So a lot of news is about pandemic. So you'll not be you'll not be hindi ka na mahihirapan na kumuha ng information about your certain topic because there's a lot of information on the magazines, on the newspapers, on radio and news. You can just watch it, read it like that, and you'll get what you need. And that's all for my report. Again, I'm Michaela Maglenta, and I know it's really a short report, so I guess you really did learn something from me. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. So much. No, I'm an avid fan of Doc Ed Padama, who are also good in research. No, and I just want to share it with you the discussions which focus not only with the quality and quantitative data, but even the collecting. No, I just want to share it with you as additional input. No, for this discussion. No. Uh,
ating usapan ngayong araw na ito. Simulan po natin sa quantitative and qualitative. So, itong tinatawag o itong palagi nyo naririnig na salitang quantitative and qualitative ay tinatawag nating research method. Nagkakaroon po kasi ng medyo kalituhan kapag ang pinag-uusapan is method and design. Actually, meron pa pong ibang method na pwede nating isama dito. Kaya lang ang pinagtabi lang muna natin para mas makita nyo ng mabuti ay quantitative method at qualitative method. Yung pangatlong sinasabi ko is mixed method. Pag sinabing mixed method, ito ay ang pinagsamang quantitative and qualitative. Ano yung pinagsama dito? Yung data gathering method. Kumuha ng isang data gathering method sa quantitative at isa sa qualitative or more than that na pinagsama, that's what we call mixed method or ang tawag din nila is quanti-quali. Okay? Kasi tinatanong nila, sir, ano pagkakaiba po ng mixed method sa quanti-quali? They're the same. Okay, so again, establish po natin quantitative method, qualitative method. Mamaya sa ating pag-uusap, ipapakita ko sa inyo ano naman yung iba't ibang research design under quantitative method and qualitative method. Pero bago yon, pag-usapan natin sandali ano yung mga characteristic at pagkakaiba, comparing and contrasting yung mga characteristic ng quantitative sa qualitative. Okay, unang-una, ang quantitative method focuses on testing theories and hypotheses. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo ang quantitative, may hypothesis, and then at the end of the research, it's either i-reject or i-accept niya yung hypothesis. Ganon din sa theory. It's either ipoprove or disprove niya yung theory sa quantitative. That's why you have a theory in quantitative research. It's either to support or to reject or to disagree to that particular theory pagdating ng end ng research ninyo. On the other hand, sa kanan nyo naman, qualitative focuses on exploring and explaining. Gusto nilang malaman at gusto nilang maipaliwanag ano ba yung mga nakita nila, ano yung na-experience nila, ano yung na-observe ng mga respondents ng qualitative research nila. Okay? So, pwedeng experience ng researcher or experience ng napiling subject or respondent ng researcher sa qualitative. Yun po ang pagkakaiba nila pagdating dyan sa area na yan. Pangalawa, sa quantitative method, analyzed through the use of statistical analysis. So data is analyzed through the use of statistical analysis, statistical formula, statistical treatment. Ano-ano yung mga examples nito? Some of them are familiar naman kayo, Spearman, Pearson, ANOVA, chi-square, and so on and so forth. Okay? On the other hand, so gumagamit ng stat dito sa kabila. Medyo may idea na kayo kaagad. Pag gumamit ng stat, may involved na numbers dyan. Pero mamaya na natin pupuntahan yon. On the other hand, sa qualitative naman, ina-analyze naman dito yung nag-gather nilang data. Pero hindi numeric data. Hindi numeric data ang ginagather o nag-gather sa qualitative research. Okay? So always remember these differences ng quantitative and qualitative. They analyze it by summarizing, categorizing, interpreting, and this is called one of these methods is called thematic analysis, among others. So meron pa diyang content analysis and so on and so forth. Okay? So ang ginagather dito, kung hindi numeric data, these are responses. Ito yung mga sagot, ito yung mga nakita ng researcher, ito yung narinig ng researcher, ito yung nakitang halimbawa artifact ng researcher, and then ipipresent ng researcher kung ano yung analysis niya tungkol doon sa nakita niyang artifact, and so on and so forth. So doon umiikot yung analysis ng data pag ang ginagamit ninyong method is qualitative. Okay, sunod naman. Mainly, quantitative method mainly expressed or is mainly expressed in numbers, tables, and graphs. Ito po yung sinasabi natin kanina. Gumamit ng statistical analysis, obviously, gagamit yan ng numeric data. Okay, so numbers usually ang ginagamit yan, and then they are presented in tables. Kasi sa format ng research namin, bihira kaming gumamit ng graph, pero that does not mean na hindi kayo pwedeng gumamit ng graph. Most of the time, puro tables ang ginagamit namin kapag dito sa quantitative research. And then on the other hand, sa qualitative method naman, this is mainly expressed in words, diba? Kung ano yung narinig, kung ano yung output ng interview o ginawang data gathering sa qualitative through narration. So, kinukwento nila. So, halimbawa, nag-interview sila o nag-focus group discussion, may mga sasabihin, it's either i-record, isusulat, ito yung magiging data ng qualitative method. And then, the next one, under quantitative, this requires a large number of respondents. Karamihan madami po. Grupo. Minsan, one group, two groups, more than two groups. Ang respondents ng quantitative method. So examples are teachers, students, community members, organizations, and so on and so forth. While on the other hand, halos palagi naman silang opposite. Does not require a large number of respondents. Contrasting sila palagi. Ito hindi kailangan ng sobrang dami. Hindi naman ibig sabihin isa lang. Okay? Pero hindi ganun karami as compared sa qualitative. So, does not require a large number of respondents. Examples would be administrators. Ilan lang naman yung administrators. Kapag halimbawa isang distrito ng school at sa isang district may 6 na school, 6 na administrators lang as compared sa quantitative na pakadami nila. So administrators, officials, individuals, pwedeng isa lang. Lived experience ng isang tao na dumaan sa ganitong experience or specific set of individuals, ito yung specific ethnicity or specific group na gusto mong pag-aralan. Diyan papasok yung ethnological or ethnology na research design. Mamaya madidiscuss natin yan. Yung susunod ay ang quantitative method pagdating sa pag-gather ng data, gumagamit ng close-ended questions. So ito yung answerable by yes or no, true or false, tapos yung iba may choices, A, B, C, D, at kung ano man yung ilalagay yung pa-checkan ninyo doon sa research instrument ninyo. Multiple choice, yung iba gumagamit ng Likert scale, yung merong description na halimbawa agree, strongly disagree, strongly agree, strongly disagree. Ganon, okay? And then on the other hand, ang qualitative naman gumagamit ng open-ended question. So again, opposite. Wala siyang true or false, wala siyang discrete answer. So kailangan i-explain niya, ipaliwanag niya. So ito yung mga questions na explain, discuss, how, why, and so on and so forth. Okay. Sunod, under ng quantitative research, this uses controlled and modified variables. So may variables na ginagamit ang quantitative. Ang qualitative focuses on an individual particular set of people, ethnicity, phenomenon, and event. Wala po silang variables na ginagamit because when we talk about variables, that is relevant doon sa paggamit ng numeric data na numbers. Okay? And that is why yung quantitative is quantifiable. Ang ibig sabihin ng quantifiable, measurable. Ang qualitative, qualifiable, walang measurement. Okay? There is no way to measure yung mga areas na i-discuss ninyo doon sa qualitative research. That's why you use these types of instruments and strategies para ma-present ninyo, para ma-qualify ninyo, mabigyan ninyo ng kahulugan, qualify yung mga nakita ninyo o na-observe ninyo. Okay, the next and the last characteristic ng quantitative and qualitative, yung differences nila. Ang quantitative po may hypothesis. Again, because it uses variables, it uses numeric data, therefore, this is also relevant that you would be able to produce a hypothesis in relation to these characteristics na present natin earlier. While on the other hand, sa qualitative naman, wala po siyang hypothesis. Hindi siya gumagamit ng hypothesis because it does not use variables. Okay. Next, ito na po yung medyo kailangan pagtuunan natin ng pansin, pero I am just going to go through the different designs under quantitative and qualitative, pero yung description niya is already here. You can either record or screenshot this, or you can search for more information if you're interested in a particular research design na gusto nyong gamitin, gusto nyong gawin. Okay, so quantitative and qualitative. This is already the diagram that I made para mas madali nyo makita. So you have research writing, research study on top, and then under research again. This is not limited to quantitative and qualitative. Sabi ko sa inyo kanina, meron pa tayong mixed method. So you have the quantitative method, qualitative method, and you have the mixed method. Okay, and then under the quantitative, you have descriptive, correlation, causal, comparative, experimental. Under ng experimental, yan yung quasi-experimental and true experimental. Try to observe what is the similarity between quantitative and qualitative in terms of design. Pareho silang may descriptive. Mamaya explain natin yon based doon sa definition kung anong ibig sabihin ng descriptive. So, under qualitative, again, meron siyang descriptive, phenomenological, historical case study, grounded theory, ethnography, and narrative. Okay? So, sabi natin kanina, pareho silang may descriptive. Unahin natin yung descriptive. So, quantitative, nakalagay dyan blue and red na because both of them have this research design. So, pwede magkaroon ng descriptive sa quantitative and descriptive sa qualitative. Merong nagtatanong, sir, pwede po bang correlation, descriptive correlation? Pwede. You can use descriptive to another design within your specific method. Pero ayun, yun na, okay. Pero hindi yung correlation phenomenological. So, sa descriptive, it's okay because when you describe, you just narrate what you see. Diba? Ganun naman yung basic definition ng descriptive. So, again, going doon sa descriptive research aims to accurately and systematically describe. Ito yung sinasabi natin, i-describe nyo lang kung ano yung nakikita ninyo. Pero sa quantitative, you describe, halimbawa, sino yung respondents ninyo, population ninyo, sa qualitative naman,
Ito, tapos na kayo lahat. Akala ko tapos na kayo lahat. Ipakishare na ng screen. Ang dami-dami kanina ng bakanting oras, walang nag-volunteer. Sige, pakishare ng screen.